Welcome back, man. Point of no return, man. We know too much, man. We seen too much, man. We been through too much. We are experiencing too much, man. God to reveal himself to us over and over again for us to go back to the way we used to be, the way we used to think, react, and respond to life, man. This your Holy Ghost homeboy Slim, SLIMM. Simply living in my moment, which means yesterday is gone, tomorrow's never promised. All you have is right now, this moment. And I hope you're fully living in yours because I'm fully living in mine. Just back with another quick word, man. Everything that you're going through, everything that you're experiencing, everything that you are thinking, everything that has happened to you, everything that is going to happen to you, everything that you're encountering right now with life and all that life interacts with, defer to God. Give it to God. You know what I mean? Like right now, you're going to get a lot of attention, positive and negative, and a lot of it is to get you off your track, is to get you to stop doing what you're doing and get out of posture with God in order to be attacked, in order to be conquered, in order to be destroyed. Right now, the door rather, of the floodgates of heaven is opening up. And if you want your blessing to be poured upon you and you want your overflow and your abundance and you want this change in life that you've been seeking to be tangible, then you need to be sensitive and open to what God got for you. Right now, it's going to be a lot that's going to come and boggle your mind. You know what I mean? Both positive and negative. And you're going to have to ask God, okay, is this real? Is this for me? Is this not for me? Should I do this? Should I not do this? So you have to pray without ceasing because these attacks is going to be relentless and it's going to be revved up even more because your day to just exclaim your thank you and give your testimony to everybody who can listen, anybody who can see, anybody who can feel, you know what I mean? Like you're going to be able to offer a full testimony and have the tangible proof of your dedication and your loyalty and your obedience to the Most High, to your promise and purpose that God has over your life. So you just got to stay close to God. And I know that it sounds simple. I know that it sounds easy to do, but when life get going, especially now, you know what I'm saying? Like before, we were waiting for this day to come for our dreams to come true. We were frustrated just waiting for this day. And then now that this day is coming, we've been getting more nervous and more scared because we seeing that things are real. We seeing things fall into place. We seeing things how things gonna happen because God is letting you orchestrate. He's letting you write your plan down and then follow through. He's letting you speak things into existence. He's letting you execute and make good on the promises, you know what I'm saying, that was made over your life. So as these things happen, your schedule is gonna get busy. You feel me? Your presence is gonna be sought after, and you're gonna be called to go this place, this place. You're gonna be called to do this thing, this thing. You're gonna be called to, be at this event. You're gonna be called, you know what I'm saying? So don't think that the success can't hurt you. It can, because if you stop focusing on God, if you stop focusing on what's gotten here, if you stop focusing on the work ethic, if you start focusing on the whys, you feel me? Like why you do this, you could easily get distracted and then just fall into the comfort of being success. Because once you make 1 million, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna want to make 2, you're gonna want to make 10, you're gonna want to make 100, and that takes for you to do things. And a lot of people, again, once they get the money, the power, and the respect, they take shortcuts now. Nah, you can't take no shortcuts. Everything you do, you got to labor for it. You got to work for it. And you want it to be primarily done by you. The less people that you have involved in this, the better chances that you're going to be able to keep what you have. You know what I'm saying? So only the people that God has for you, that's the people that you want in there. Don't try to force these fake relationships with people. Don't try to go back in your past and show people what you're doing now. You got to leave people where they at. Don't try to go find an entirely new crowd because you're trying to forget who you are or, where you come from. Nah, man, you got to stay where you're supposed to stay. Once we start going into these rooms, once we start going into these places, these high places, once we start getting access and privilege to these, you know what I'm saying, these exclusive places, you got to have all of God in you. And you got to make sure that all of God is protecting you. So you don't want to be 1 foot in this world, 1 foot in that world. You know what I'm saying? You want to be 10 toes down with God, because it's going to get crazy. So again, as you coming into your blessing, as you coming into your breakthrough, you're going to get challenged and you're going to get opposed by everybody. And the best way to handle it is just handle it with compassion, handle it with grace. I do get upset. I do get mad. I'm not going to tell y'all no lie. But what I've been seeing is, it's like, if you know what to expect, if you know what's coming, if you know why people doing what they doing, it takes away that want or that desire to be angry or to really argue with a fool or get into it with a spirit, because really we're not getting into it with each other. We're not getting into it with people. We're getting into it with the spirit that's behind the behavior of what these people doing. You know what I'm saying? So we really aren't talking to people. We really talking to the energy, the frequency. We talking to the universe. We talking to our real our real enemy, which is sin, which is the father of sin. You know what I'm saying? That's what we really addressing our disdain for, our dislike for. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to hate nothing. I try not to use that word, but sometimes, boy, I'm telling you, it's some things, it's some people, you feel me? Like, and like I say, that's why I'm quick to forgive. That's why I'm quick to let go, because the same way I feel about somebody might be the same way somebody feel about me. So it's like the best thing I could do is just continue to work on myself and perfect myself. And I have to defer to God, because I'm coming to these realms and I'm coming to these phases of life within myself where I haven't been here before. Like I'm reaching new heights and I'm going into unknown territory. So I'm not going to go into this next phase of life acting like I know everything, acting like I done been here and done that. No matter how many times God has gave you a vision, until you experience it, you can't say what you will or won't do. All you could do is just prepare to do and be your best. So our day is here. Like, these things are happening before us, and you don't want to stop the process by being lazy or not finishing what you start. You know, God has commissioned us all with something that we have to do in order to enter this next phase of life. And he wants you to be as clean. He wants you to be as pure as possible. He wanted to just be you and him. Like I say, this between you and God. Like, even though you can explain this to people now and articulate this to people, they still can't see the beautiful visions that you see. So in order to not only get yourself to have confirmation and validation of the things that you've been visualizing and dreaming about, in order to give people that same hope and that same faith in a better tomorrow, God is going to make this real. And you have to be in position and posture to basically do these miracles, because that's what you're doing. When you making something out of nothing, when you doing your part to make your dreams come true, when you doing your part to receive the desires of your heart, you taking place in manifestation and miracle making. That is an interaction between all things that had life, all things that God has created. Like, you need something from each realm, from each place, in order to make your dreams come true. So when you're doing that, man, you interacting with ancestors, you interacting with angelic beings, you interacting with your highest self, you interacting with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, you interacting with the universe, you interacting with nature. Like, all these things are miraculous things. And if you want to turn up your frequency, if you want to feel these things even more and then have a more immediate and, I guess, visible impact on the world, you feel me? Like, you gotta go into this thing like fasting. You gotta go into this thing like sacrificing and giving up things that you know is not for you. Not that you put anything before God, but no, he just wanted to be you and him. So anything that is not him or not of him, you got to give it up for a little while and walk into this next phase of life like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you could just be engrossed and engulfed by the Holy Spirit, and you can feel that fire from your head to your toe, and you understand that it's nothing more powerful than having God on your side. It's no higher than talking and communing and being amongst God himself and giving, you know what I'm saying, time to speak with him and time to listen to the infinite wisdom that he have. And then you get to come back in this real world and put this into practice, and then watch your life transform and watch your life change. But like I say, you got to defer to God, because when you get this money, you seeing these many zeros, when you get these opportunities and you get to go to these beautiful places, you still got to operate within the system. You still got to operate within guidelines and within borders. You can't lose your sense of morality or your sense of humanity and humility just because you have an opportunity to do exactly what you want. It doesn't mean that you should, you know what I'm saying? So you still got to have self-control. You still got to have obedience. You still got to know that there's something in someone more powerful than you. Like, you can't get up here and to this money and to this fame and to this power and then start thinking that you are God, or start thinking that you run this, and you know what I'm saying? The minute you think like that, then you done fell for the trap and you done fell for the okie doke, and then your downfall gonna be coming soon after that. You know what I'm saying? The devil can only play for so long. He on a time limit, you know what I'm saying? He on a clock, you feel me? So whenever God see fit, and that's not till he get everybody back. Like he said, he want all his kids back, you know what I'm saying? And you part of that. You gonna be the one to go out there and attract people back to God. So instead of giving them yourself, you know what I'm saying, you give them stories and you give them experiences that God only can do for you, you know what I'm saying, and then you get that to them so they can go and out there and achieve their impossible. So you being put in a high position in order to fight, in order to win this war, in order to have an impact and to say so about how we view and about how we live life, and based on the way that you see it, you know what I'm saying, the purity of these breaths, the purity of these moments, the purity of these seconds that we have with one another, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be able to open people's eyes and just see the beauty and just living a life that you're supposed to live. Don't try to be nobody else. Don't try to live like nobody else. Don't try to look like nobody else. Just be who you already created to be. And you got to accept yourself. You got to love yourself. And if these things that you want to change, you know what I'm saying, go to God, because not everything that you feel is a problem or you feel like is a deficiency or a shortcoming for you, that might not be the case. It might be a superpower. You know what I'm saying? We all were created for a reason. And we all were created to do a task. We all were created to be a vessel and to be a living being, so God could come in us and live in us and do these things with us and through us and for us. And so, you know what I'm saying? So you got to defer to God, because we about to see some amazing stuff. We about to go to this other side to where we able to see the fruits of our labor. And trust me, bro, it's more beautiful and more grand than you ever could imagine. And that's why your life has been so hard. That's why everything is coming against you. That's why everything feel heavy on the head, because you understand why you're here now. And once you understood that, you was like, okay, let me just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then that turned into like, I'll never stop. You know what I'm saying? So once you got to that point, a point of no return, and you know what you know, and you know the day that is coming, bro, just defer to God, because that's the only person that got you here. You couldn't do this without him, so why would you stop? You know what I'm saying? Once you get what you think you want, he's trying to give it all to you. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit the power of God that he can have in your life. Don't limit what he can do for you. Don't limit what yourself can do. Don't limit what impact you can have just being positive and just being a light and just being the salt of the earth. You feel me? Like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be God's instrument and to be used and shared and played and tested and perfected, bro, and just really get out here and just do your thing. And now you about to live a life that you always desired, imagine, and believe will come, just because you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do and you're doing what you love. On top of that, other people are happy and they support what you do. You don't have to hide your occupation. You don't have to hide your job experiences. You don't have to hide anything. So it's like you can just live your life in the open and just be free. And that's a different type of freedom, when you know that only God can judge you. When you know that the worst thing that could happen to you is you end up back in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? It's comfort in that. So everything that you're going through, everything that you're experiencing, everything that you think, and everything that you want to do, everything that you encounter, everything that is about to happen, just defer to God to make sure that it does. Don't rely on yourself. Don't rely on your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? Go to God for everything. He waiting. The door, the portal to receive these blessings and receive your life is open now to the end of the year. So if you want something, now is the time to ask. Now is the time to receive. But you got to fast. You got to sacrifice something. You got to give up something physical and look to gain some more mental and more spiritual in order to replace that. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. So if you're gonna give up these physical things, just understand you're gonna get enhanced mentally and spiritually. You feel me? So just remember why we sacrifice. Remember why we doing what we doing, and understand that it's not gonna take that long. One day you're gonna be this, and then the next day you're gonna be exactly who you want to be. But everything you're going through, all that you want to do, all that you want to be, becoming the best versions of yourself, defer to God. Till next time.